Hello viewers, welcome to Tax Corner on ITV Gold. My name is AJ Kumar, I'm an accountant, a CPA. Today we'll talk about rental income and expenses. A lot of you have rental properties. Did you know what expenses can you claim? What must you include in your rental income? Today we'll talk about all details regarding rental income, rental expenses. Start with rental income. Anything that you received from the tenant, including the advance rent, is considered your rental income. The key here is, if you had to pay anything to the realtor, to the broker to find the tenant, that's your valid expense that you can use as an offset against the rental income. A lot of times these brokers, these realtors charges you 1 month rent as a fee. That's your valid fee, valid expense, and you can call it as a professional fees. Next big item is depreciation. A lot of times people don't know how to calculate depreciation. A lot of times people miss the depreciation calculation in their rental income and expenses. As a rule of thumb, for commercial properties, for example, strip mall, shops, you use 39 years. For residential properties, you use 27.5 at a high level. You buy a home for $275,000. What's the depreciation for the year? 10,000. You buy a strip mall for $390,000, 39 years. What's your depreciation? 10,000 for the year. That's a high level calculation if you don't know the sophisticated method. And please remember, under the CARES Act, now the government allows you to depreciate more as a bonus depreciation. A lot of times machinery, a lot of these things can be depreciated 100%. In the first year when you put it to use. So depreciation is a big factor. A lot of rental properties shows losses, even though on a cash basis they are making money, but show losses on the tax return only because of the depreciation. So don't forget the depreciation calculation. Let's look at the next one, vacant property expenses. It's a big thing. A lot of times the question is, what if my property was not rented? Can I still claim the expenses? Absolutely. Even if your property was not rented for the whole 12 months, or even if the property was not rented at all, you still have the right to claim a lot of expenses, upkeep expenses, even the depreciation, even if the property was not rented. So keep an eye on all the expenses, the time, the expenses that you're investing into this business, into this rental property, even if the property was not rented. How about the insurance premium? Even if the property is not rented, you still had to get the insurance for the property. On a regular basis, all the insurance premiums are your deductible expense. Close your eyes. Think for a second. Any expense that you wouldn't have had if you did not have this rental property is a fair, legitimate business expense. Consider this rental property as your business. And we'll talk about if it makes sense for you to have an LLC to have this rental property, to have this business, and pros and cons of that situation. But in today's topic, let's focus what expenses can be claimed. We talked about the insurance expense, we talked about the depreciation, we talked about the vacant property expense. How about the transportation, travel expense? I had to go there 3 times to collect the rent. I had to go there 5 times to fix the property. I had to deal with the tenant. I had to advertise. I had to go 5 times to meet with various tenants before I could find the tenant. All these expenses, and if you can't track the actual expenses, use the mileage. I live here in Monroe, my rental property is in Addison. These are the mileage. I drive 2 times, 3 times, 5 times a month on an average, and these are my expenses. You can use the fixed mileage rate in terms of travel expenses to claim against the rental property. How about the interest? Mortgage interest, home equity line of credit interest. Any interest that you had to pay to finance this rental property is a fair legitimate expense. Again, go back to the theory. What expenses you wouldn't have had if you did not have this property? All those expenses, the new expenses that you have now, all are fair expenses. Cost of repair, it can be very big. When you have the tenant, a lot of times the tenants are not upkeeping the property to the best of their intentions. So all the repairs. Just remember, large repairs or adding another room in there or changing the roof, that has to be capitalized and then depreciated over the life. But a lot of expenses, the bathroom is not flushing, or there is a hole in the wall that had to be fixed, the carpet had to be cleaned. All these expenses are regular maintenance related expenses, and all these expenses are tax deductible expenses. Please don't miss any of these expenses. Now let's talk about, does it make sense for you to have an LLC around the rental property? So take a step back and think about it. An LLC, limited liability company, limits the liability exposure. If somebody is to fall down on your rental property, now this person wants to come behind you only because you have a rental property. If you had an LLC around it, if the rental property, the rental property was managed, was under the LLC, the maximum they can do is come behind the LLC. So the upside is it limits your exposure. What's the second reason you may want to have the LLC? If you have more than one partner, if you have this investment property with a couple of friends, in that case it makes sense for you to have an LLC, so proper income expenses can be allocated to each person. If you don't have a partnership, or if you're not concerned about the liability, it's allowed to have the property under your own name. Even if you have the property under your own name, you can still have your own LLC to manage the property. So for all your rental income expense related questions, please let us know. Email to us akumar@saicpaservices.com. Please let us know what topics would you like to hear. Again, the email address is akumar@saicpaservices.com. Thank you very much. I look forward to speaking to you next time.